world, from our sacred space to yours.
Welcome back to Conscious Conversations.
Woohoo! Our second topic on for our Teen Soul series is all about dealing and navigating through parents and authority figures. And what we mean by that is teachers, counselors, people that are really prominent in your life that are seemingly annoying.
Yes, that's like the number one word that I used to think of when I thought of authority and my parents and even your guidance counselors or whoever.
Whoever it is in your life. Annoying is like a teenager's favorite word. We were there. We get it.
Yeah, annoying. Just all up in your business.
Yeah, so we thought. Now, being, so much older than our teen years, we're really blessed to have some more clarity that we would love to share with you in this series.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking today about some shifts that we had as teenagers and as adults in dealing with our family members, our parents especially, and in high school certain things we did to shift our relationship to teachers and how we were able to really see them in a new light, because we don't want you to just be at school bored or feeling like I have to do this and this person doesn't get me and they don't understand what I'm going through. We want your experience to be very mindful. We want you to be fully engaged in what you're doing in every area of your life. Absolutely. And every aspect of your life. So we don't want your school experience to be separate and only your social time with your friends to be the favorite part. Like every moment that you are living in your moment and in your days, it should be your best day and your best moment. So in learning to make the shift and deal with certain annoying people or things, you will really transform your experience and continue to make this year the best year ever and your life the best one ever, because it's your life.
And you deserve it.
Yes. So from personal experience, I can tell you that my teenage years felt like I was an alien. I was separate from the whole entire world. Nobody understood me. I remember vividly going for long walks. I would leave school sometimes, really in search of some inner peace, because I didn't understand why everything felt like it didn't mesh. It didn't make sense. So we completely understand how this time, maybe you're not in high school, maybe you're younger or you're older, whatever it is, but there is a time in our life where there is this shift of, oh my goodness, I'm alone and I'm an alien on this planet.
Yeah.
So we just want to kind of share some of our experiences to illustrate how, we really understand from our heart where you are in this journey, in this point of your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say in grade 9 and 10 especially is when I felt like the whole world was against me. Like all these bad things were happening to me and that something was against me, and like I was dealing with really hard times, and it wasn't just things that I was doing and my choices, but it was things that were happening to me as well. And it was very difficult to deal with. And I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't trust anybody, especially parents in authority. I didn't feel like they would understand where I was coming from, that they lived in a different era. They don't know the problems that we have nowadays. And I felt very alone, and I relied on my friends for advice, which at times was good, but at other times it wasn't the greatest decision to make. So I can definitely relate with this topic, because I as a result of feeling so separate from my parents and from teachers and guidance counselors and any type of authority figure, I was angry and I would lash out and I would misbehave and I would skip school, and I was angry. I was just mad at the world, and I felt like I had every right to be. And it was really hard to shift. And what we mean by shift is by having a new perspective. And sometimes it can hit you like a sack of bricks, or sometimes it can hit you really, really slowly through time.
Yes. Absolutely. So how did you, I know that, those years were kind of probably the hardest to navigate through. So what was it that led you to your shift so that you were able to deal with parents or authority or both? Like, what was it for you that you said, like, your aha moment that really was the turning point
Yeah.
and gave you that empowerment to really, you know, move forward?
It honestly happened through the consequences of my actions, if that makes any sense. So obviously I would get in trouble, I would get lectured, and it was in those moments that I felt the most annoyed that I would break down. I would break down and be like, the world hates me and I'm so tired of it and I'm done with this life. I did feel that way many times. But it was in those moments that those people of authority, especially my parents, put their walls down and saw the pain that I was going through, and they were able to connect with me on a different level and relate to me, which was huge. I was able to look at my parents and teachers and authority as humans more than their labels. And I think that's when the shift happened, is when I was able to look at these people as humans, as people who have gone through life experiences that are similar and not similar to us. And just because, you know, maybe your parents seem like they've got it all together, and that's great. They probably took a long time to get to where they are now. Or maybe they don't have it all together, but it's important to find it in your heart to find the empathy, because you're not the only person going through a really hard time. They might be going through a hard time too, or maybe they have gone through a hard time. So it's important to open your heart and open dialogue. If you can talk about it, you will see the connections that you're really, really wanting and what you're asking for, what you're really asking for.
I love that. That's great. So we want to share some kind of concrete, or just put it a little more simply, I guess, ways that you can implement into your life to help you make this shift for yourself and better deal with authority with your parents and really see them in the light that we're describing. I know for me personally, it actually took a lot longer into my 20s for, you know, me and my mom to have that real aha moment. And it wasn't until we were able to really learn about each other and open up, and like she would tell me things about her childhood that I had no idea about, and that right there, boom, it closed the gap of me thinking she is so separate from me, she has no idea, she just, you know, she's just mom, but she is this amazing, huge, infinite being of light that I'm just like so grateful for. And you know, we always joke, but we're really serious. And she says that I chose her, you know, to be my mom as a soul, you know, in the sky one day or whatever it is. And I really believe that, because the lessons, the thing is, the people that irritate you the most are always going to be your best teachers. And it's not until you are in that moment and you're able to make that shift and come to that, oh, I get it now, that you will understand the words that we're saying. And that's okay. So what we want to say is just a couple of things that we think will help you to make the shift. So the first one is one that Jen and I both were able to have happen for us. Funny enough, you know, different times in our lives, but it happened, and we implemented, you know, the breaking down of walls, the opening up of dialogues. So get to know your parents, your guardians, your teachers. Really open yourself up to knowing them as people, because once you are able to remove your veil of judgment, of they don't understand me, of all the things you think that they are and your assumptions, you will just see the beauty, the love, the light. That's it. You know, regardless of but he says this to me and she talks to me like this. Your understanding and your shift will be so great and so far beyond words and judgments and all the things that, you know, are covered. You won't need that anymore, and you will be so empowered to just, you know, bulldoze through a beautiful, beautiful life. You can take on the world with that. So removing the veil, and having open dialogue with these people.
I think that's huge. It's major. That's number one.
I think that's the biggest one.
It's the biggest one.
Maybe that's the only one. No,
it could be. It really could be. At the end, like the end all be all is breaking down those walls and opening the dialogue, and you'll see that the connection that you're really yearning for is there. It's just, it takes a little bit of like a two-way street to unblock the road, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And I know for some people, maybe, you know, your parents or guardians or teachers are just oh my, I just cannot deal with them. You know, you have that thing where like, no, they won't get it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're angry a lot of the time, or they're sad a lot of the time. And there's things that are not in your control, and you have to understand that it is not you.
Yes.
You know, it's a reflection of what's going on for them.
Yeah.
And still implementing this, you know, new kind of, I don't know what we can call it, but this kind of eye opener of, you know, they're human beings too.
Yeah.
They're soul beings. My number one thing that I do, even with, you know, strangers on the street or people that maybe like annoy me in traffic, or, you know, far beyond just authoritative figures and parents and things like that, I always say, well, they're just like God or Buddha or Jesus or whatever, you know, whatever it is to you. Like, and I know I've said this in one of our other episodes, but if you implement something like that, or just like, they are like Bon Jovi. I don't know, like, that's so random that I said Bon Jovi. You guys probably don't even know who Bon Jovi is. Drake. Okay, we'll say Drake. Thank you. Bon Jovi. I don't even know where that came from. You might know who he is, but anyway, they're like a Drake. Not to say you idolize. It's just to put them in a light that really puts them into that place of soul and heart and love and pureness.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where you want to see everybody, because in our heart of hearts, that's our truth.
Yeah.
So for you guys to get through this, you need to remove the judgments, remove these layers, and open yourself up to really seeing the light and the love in everybody. Maybe we went too far with that one. I don't know.
No, not at all. I think it's very necessary. You'll get there, and we believe in you. And I think that during this journey of getting to that shift, let's say that that's like the goal, is to get to that shift where you can look at authority figures and parents in that light. During this journey, be patient with yourself. It takes time, okay? It's okay that, you know, maybe you had a blowout with your parents and you're like, but why can't I see the light in them? They're pissing me off.
Yeah.
Like,
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, okay? It's fine. But if you're able to just be aware of that, just the fact that you're reflecting on it by saying, why can't I see it in them? That's already a huge deal. You're changing your perspective. So reflect. Well, so be patient, reflect, and learn how to cope with your emotions. I think that as teenagers, I did it as well. I was angry. I would lash out. I would get into arguments. I'd leave the house slamming the door. I've done a lot of things. I think learning how to cope with your emotions is huge. Find an outlet. If you love listening to music, if you love art, if you want to go for a walk, like, find whatever it is to help you cope with your emotions before you react.
And let me add, positively, creatively, and lovingly.
Yes.
If they can pass those, you know, 3 doors, then your outlet is like
is the
one. It's a safe place, and it's a good place for you to start, definitely.
Absolutely. My outlet in high school, while on this journey of finding myself and my parents, I guess you could say, was journaling. I have about like 9 journals full of my thoughts, and like I was venting and ranting, but it was a better outlet than lashing out, because sometimes words can be said and they can stick for a long time. I know we'll receive words that hurt us, but we can also say words that hurt other people too. And it's important to be aware of that so that we can change it, because we should always just live in love. And you deserve that. Your parents deserve that. Everyone deserves love.
So just remember that these are human beings too. Your parents have had their childhood and their trials and tribulations growing up. So have your teachers. So try on compassion, try on kindness. You know, take the initiative and be the leader of your life, and really take a stand for who you want to be and how you want to give to the world, how you want to be received, and just shine. You know,
and I do want to add that currently we're not parents, okay? So we're not taking sides here. We're not taking the parent side. We're actually just trying to shed some light on how you can just coexist better with parents and authorities. There's no picking sides here. And I do also want to acknowledge that I understand that there are things that happen to us, like you said, that are out of our control. Big things. And I'm sorry that you've gone through some really tough times and things that's happened to you. I'm really sorry. And just know that you should always speak to someone about what you've gone through. You know, don't hold those things in, because they just build and build, and then you end up lashing out at everyone around you, and they don't really deserve that. You're the one that needs help. So give yourself the help that you need.
And you are not those things. You are not the things that happen to you. You are just infinite love, light, a soul being, you know, just pure. So
Always. And yes,
we believe that. We're gonna send that to you, every single one of you watching. We hope that this is helpful in dealing with the annoying parents
and teachers and guidance counselors.
Because it can be annoying. Come on.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like they go into your room without knocking. They go through your stuff, and teachers and parents talk about you to each other, but
they love you.
They love you so much. And I swear to you, I put my life on it that they do. They love you.
Yeah.
And they care about you.
And we love you.
We do.
And
if you have any questions for us, if you want to talk a little bit deeper about this, we could share more personal experiences with you, one-on-one. If you want to check out our Instagram page at Conscious Conversations 7, or you can email us at consciousconversations7@gmail.com. We are more than happy to connect with you and work with you one-on-one for sure.
Thank you so much. As always, from our sacred space to yours,
sending you with so much love and light always. Namaste.
Namaste.
Ooh, I felt that.